So I'm Julian Ranger. A few of you have seen me before. A couple of my products we used to sponsor this. I'm here to talk about clarity and internet privacy. There's a lot talked about internet privacy. There's a lot of complicated things. What I'm trying to do is a fairly dry presentation, but try and explain that we need to be simple. The vast majority of people don't understand what they're doing, don't understand the harm. We jealously guard our privacy in the physical world, but we seem more relaxed in the digital world. This is just some random lady I picked up off the net. Fine me. But are we really as relaxed, or is it just a lack of understanding, a lack of clarity? The time is now for privacy. Read Write Web said top trend of 2010. I think the Wall Street Journal's done a marvellous job with their what they know all through last year and into this year. And an amazing statistic that dictionary.com puts 234 tracking items on your computer when you visit it. So we often, when we talk about privacy, talk about Facebook, and rightly so, 500 million, and they are terrible. Right? This is, if you remember you're joining Facebook, you find friends, you invite friends, and your friends say, yes please. Now, doesn't that imply very, very strongly to you that you're only communicating with your friends? It's a very strong implication. Yet this is the default privacy. Top one, your status, photos, and whatever it is next, and posts to everybody. And then some trivia sort of spread around the system. It is highly disingenuous, and it doesn't explain to people what they're getting themselves into. But you're going to tell me that the internet changes everything anyway, and we all know this, and we've all become more public. But I'm not sure we have. I think the innate desire for privacy is still there. Youngsters broadcast, they used to broadcast in my day, they still do, they just use different methods. So I don't think it does. And I think we need to think about harm. What harm are we doing? So we've got harm going from ethical all the way to illegal via grey and unethical. And you can kind of slap any old things in there, phone tapping, libel. We all kind of know where they are in the real world. And when we get to the digital world, the same things apply. And we've got laws that cover all of this, ID theft, whatever. But there is a difference, and the difference is self-harm. When I go down the pub and shout out that I've had an affair or done whatever else, only a few people are listening, I haven't, by the way. Right? But there's a permanence to what we do on the web. Whereas if I say something stupid, like I just have, you're going to forget it, except it's on video. And don't tweet it for God's sake. But it's a permanent connection. I've got red nose, it needs some search, right? So we need to be aware of these things. And the vast majority of people are not aware because the sites are deliberately disingenuous. So again, you tell me, everybody knows this, but they don't. And you've only got to look at all the cases in the news of people who have fallen foul of posting something that somebody else has found about them. And if everybody did know it, Facebook wouldn't need to be disingenuous in their privacy policy. So it's quite clear that most people don't know it. So look for some statistics, always good stuff. I found a survey from 2009, and it's a self-selected survey, so it's a bit like this audience. They knew what they were doing. 75% said they knew how to protect their privacy. 39% said they did it. And 35% of these very knowledgeable people had had their privacy breached. So if that's the upper quartile, what about the rest? And it's not difficult. We all see these two boxes in everything we see in the physical world. We know what they are. They're not shrouded in legalese. They're a little bit tired. We know, they're ticking them or whatever. We know, but we know what to do with them. It's not difficult to be clear. So let's take an example. I get my phone. I should use the iPhone example. But I get my phone, bought it from O2. I've used it for a year, lots of private conversations, including to that mysterious person, who I didn't have an affair with. And then, on January the 1st, O2 published all my phone calls without me knowing. It would never happen. So why were we happy that Facebook did that to us? Because that's what they did. Self-harm, lack of awareness, we're letting people get away with too much, and these two things are the big key issues. So it's not about all necessarily the tracking things on your dictionary.com. It's about what you do to yourself is the first level, and then there are other levels of privacy. So I'm suggesting we have some clear terminology, and then we move it forward. So we have 6 clear levels. Level 1 is me, level 2 is family, level 3 is friends, level 4 is business, level 5 is business to business, level 6 is public. It's not difficult. and my website, I operate at level 3. With those levels, we can then have some very simple key principles. So there is text, I will tell you what they are. We're clearly told at which privacy level the site operates at. It can't be changed on us without us knowing. And we have the ability to have our information deleted. And cancelling our permission should be as easy as giving it. Those are all I'm suggesting we need to do to start with. It is a lot more complex. There's copyright itself, who owns derived data, etc. Let's solve that problem after we solve the clarity problem. Stage 1. Let's deal with that first. So how do we deal with it? Take a breath. Ha! We do it by certification. Now you're going to say there's lots of certification bodies already. Can't use those because you know what they say? Their certificates say, I do what I say in my privacy policy. So if my privacy policy says, I take all of your data and make a geographic cache of it and do whatever, they say, yes you do. That's what they're saying. So we need something new. And if we don't do it, governments will legislate for us as an industry. And the World Wide Web won't be worldwide, it will be fractured along these lines, which I've deliberately put in, because these are the different jurisdictions that are busy making rules that are going to stop us having a World Wide Web. And you can do it, but for my 2 businesses, quickly at the bottom, that are private. So to finish off with, I think it's about clarity. We have to be very clear to people what they're getting themselves into, and then we solve the problems. As long as we're not clear, people are going to make mistakes, and they're bad mistakes at that. Thank you.